Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Would You If? Would you blank if blank with a consequence or whatever.
Surprise.
It is March 21st, a fancy Thursday. I'm like, what day does it go out? I'm not positive exactly.
We're all mixed up.
Today, the question is going to be, would you quit your job right now, the one you carry, with no chance of getting that particular job back, if you had a 50% chance of your dream job working immediately?
Okay, so it's just instantaneous. As soon as you quit, you're moving on to your dream
If it works.
job.
Yes.
Or yes, if it works.
Whatever it may be. Or say, if you're an artist, well, you got to at least put out your first piece of art. But it's going to be popular as soon as you do that.
Yeah.
Or in our case, the podcast magically starts getting tons of views because that's just what it is. Or, so it has to be something, feasible.
Yeah.
There's no magic. Or, it is magic, but there's no,
Well, sometimes things like that happen overnight, though. Like, it's weird. Like, for some people, just randomly woo,
no, some people
insta-fame.
Some people do.
Not
So
me.
whatever your dream job is, if you've already been working at it to any degree, or you start pursuing it, it will immediately become popular, or you become good at it, or you'll get that job you've always wanted. It just comes through. Like, look at that.
You've been planning your own small business, and suddenly everything goes through with it, or everything just falls.
Pretty much. You have 50% chance. 50-50. Is it worth it? Is 50% worth quitting the job you currently have? Because, say you're the breadwinner. Say you make all the money. That if you quit your job and it doesn't work, well, we're going to be at a job for a month or a couple weeks, or how quickly you can get another job.
Yeah.
Which could screw up bills, which could...
Yeah, it's not like a good luck, bad luck thing. Like, once you quit this job and maybe it does fall through, it's not suddenly you have a stroke of bad luck and it takes like 5 months for you to get a new job just because of karma and shit. Like, you just have to go back through the job process again, the applications, the hoping someone calls you back,
Yes, the whole process of getting another job, which no matter what, just is not fun.
all those surveys.
The surveys,
The assessments.
In your last job, if you found yourself in a predicament where this and this and this, how did you best proceed to make it happen that everybody was happy?
If you caught your coworker stealing, what would you do?
Help them.
Show them.
As long as I get 50% of it, we're in.
You're like, show them the door, the back door, the receiving area. Just go.
Go, please go. My view is up front. Make sure you leave some in there.
Just walk out. It's fine.
So, is it worth it?
I don't know. I think like at least once in your life, you got to come to a point where you have to decide if the choices that you're making right now, or the situation that you're in right now, is it really where you want to be for the rest of your life? And the goals that you have, is it going to happen unless you take risks?
No matter what, even like something like this, it's a big leap of faith. It's a severe risk to jump into the unknown in this case. Yes, there's a 50% chance it works. Awesome, great, everything's wonderful. You're doing whatever you actually want to do versus whatever you might be doing, unless you are one of the lucky people who has the job they actually enjoy.
Yeah, hey.
Good for you. You don't care about this question then. But the rest of us who don't like what we're currently doing very much would prefer to do something different to make money and live. But is it worth the risk? Is it worth possibly not having a job because that didn't work out that way? Meaning going back through the job process and maybe slowly trekking through, still working through trying to make it work. The slow way.
It is a slow way. It's a long way, and it's blah. But, as I said, I think there comes a time in your life, and I think I've kind of reached that point where it's like the only way something is going to happen is if you make that leap. Is that if you just jump in, because either what's going to happen is either A, it's going to work out and it's going to be great, or B, it doesn't work out, and in the end, maybe you'll find something better. Not better than your dream, but better than what you had before. Like, and I think sometimes sometimes the only way to really get away from your current situation is to jump. Like, literally, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but when it comes down to it, is that sometimes some people say, okay, the only actual way I'm going to end up leaving this job is if I get fired, because I just don't have the goal to quit. So it's like, and part of it is because they're not taking that leap. They're too scared to jump forward. So it's like, sometimes you just got to jump in. So
It's
I think
a long way down, Amanda.
it is.
It's a long way down.
It's a long way down, and I'm going to burn anyway, so we're good.
I wasn't talking about going to hell. That wasn't where I was leading to that question.
Well,
You're talking about jumping. I'm talking like building. I'm talking like falling. I wasn't talking about going to a pit of flames.
Well, either way. Either way, as I said, I think that sometimes in order for people can't take the slow steps. I think sometimes you just got to jump. Just jump into the water, because if you dip your toe into the water and it's too cold, then you're like, I'm not going in there, and then you just sit on the dock while everyone else has fun.
But is everyone else having fun?
So, yeah, either it's a 50-50 chance. You're either going to jump in and you're going to have a great time with everyone else, or you realize there's sharks and you all die.
Well, these are some very interesting back and forth. Sharks and death.
And I mean that the sharks are all nice and trying to save the humans, and people are freaking out and drowning. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People are beating them upside the noses, and it's just making them cry, and then...
Crying sharks.
Yeah.
Can you actually cry underwater?
Let's prove this theory. Let's test this theory. Anyways.
I don't have any water. I have this. I don't know how I will insert my head inside.
Anyways, that is my thoughts on it. What are yours? Because I know you are very, you hinted that maybe you were leaning towards the opposite direction.
Well, I hinted towards that I'm very, 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 very risk adverse. I'm not someone to jump into the unknown without some type of certainty on the other side.
Safety net.
You need a safety net of some kind. I'm not, it's hard for me. I've never not held a job ever since I've started working. Never not once not held a job, not had some kind of income, not taking care of myself to some degree.
Yeah.
That risk of not knowing, and especially if it didn't work, it's like, I'd be, in my opinion, not in a great place. Now, where I sit in my current life situation, it'd be easier for me than most, maybe even, especially probably you, that I could probably get by without a couple paychecks and be all right and live. But if I didn't have that other safety net slightly, it'd be awfully scary.
The other thing is that we have to consider our current positions as far as just like what we do. It's like what we do is kind of a universal skill set, and honestly, once again, it's going to take that long process of applications and interviews and everything like that. But I think with our skill sets and the experience that we have, it wouldn't take us long to find pretty much the exact same jobs we had, but...
just worse, same jobs.
Yeah.
That's my case. It's like, if it didn't work out, technically it would be a setback.
Well...
it wouldn't be like, it's a 50% chance of succeeding what you want to do or getting set back in such a manner that I would hate my job even more.
How do you know you'd hate it, though? Maybe you wouldn't be getting the same benefits and stuff, but how do you know?
The benefits alone are worth so much.
The reason why they're worth so much, though, putting up with so much is because the place sucks so bad, okay? But you don't know that if you were to find another place doing the same thing, that yes, maybe you have to start at the back with your benefits, the place could be better. It could be run better.
Yeah, it's doubtful. It's doubtful from someone who worked a whole bunch of retail jobs. It's very doubtful. But you never know. You never know. In the end, you don't know.
It's a risk. And I mean, it's going to be, it would be difficult for anyone. Like me, like as you said, especially in my situation, like if I lose my job, that'd be it. But
I'd be homeless. I'd be living in a box.
But at the same time, it's, as I said, like sometimes it's sink or swim. And you just get to a point where it's take a leap of faith or live the same miserable life over and over and over again every day.
One's guaranteed, one's unknown.
Yeah, well, one's miserable for the rest of your life, or one could be good, could be bad, but it's a change nonetheless.
A change nonetheless.
Yeah.
Oh.
Either way, I am a yes.
I couldn't have guessed that you were leaning towards the yes model.
No,
It wasn't possible.
No. But what about you, mister? Would all of this working out immediately at a 50% chance?
See, the funny thing is, for how negative I've been about the whole thing, before the podcast, I said, or I went to say and didn't say, like, God, if there was just a chance that it could work, I'd jump immediately.
I heard it.
I didn't finish it, okay?
You had enough actions where it was like right there. Okay, you might as well have said it.
If there was some type of guarantee, it would make it so much more willing to try to. I've tried for so long. I've tried for so long. God. 50-50. 50 good, 50 not so good. In my particular circumstance, which varies amongst everybody, people who may already have a good job, or people who could not afford to lose their job because, their families, them and their kids would be in a box on the side of the road.
It's not for everyone.
Maybe a risk you can't take.
Yeah.
But in my particular circumstances, if I knew I had a 50% chance, I'd have to jump. I'd have to. I'd have to. Because I could, if it didn't work, I could live.
You have a better fallback situation, at least for a small period of time.
Exactly. I jump off and hit a few branches on the way down before I make it to the bottom.
There you go. Right there.
Oh, what would y'all do?
Would you guys, maybe you really like your job and you don't want to. Like maybe even though you have dreams, your job's still pretty good. Maybe you absolutely hate your job, but hey, you need it to get by. Yeah. Or maybe you hate your job and you're ready for a change and this is the only way that you can think of. To just get yourself, that 50% chance is worth it. That's what's going to drive you to finally quit your job and find something new. Whether it's your dream working out or maybe a new job. What'd you do?
What would you do? God, 50% chance.
If only this was real.
If only if it was real. We would no longer be working where we are now. But with this magical question, what would you do? Kit Kat, let us know. I'm curious about you as well. I don't even know what you actually do. So, actually, I think I do.
I do.
I lied. I think I lied.
You did. You lied. Does
he enjoy his current job? So, he does. Immensely. That's what I got from that look. He immensely enjoys that job. All right.
Amazing.
Let us know what y'all would do. And you, Kit Kat, let us know what you would do. Otherwise, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel because we greatly appreciate that. Comment down below to let us know what's happening. Anything else? No. But as always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled. Reach Amanda at KZPup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus. YouTube, podcast services, and everywhere else, social-wise. But till next time, long days and pleasant nights.